Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 19 preview. Obviously, we're making this before Origin and any ramifications from Origin, but overall, if we have a quick squiz, I think we've only got, who have we got? Payne Haas and Lomax. They are the only two Origin players I have to worry about. So honestly, Origin backup is fine. The bye this week, it is a little tricky. It's going to be tricky for some. For me, again, it's pretty fine. I don't have an abundance. There's a couple of big names out, but we've got the cover for now. So I feel pretty good about it. Let us get the team sorted before anything else. Obviously, no dummy half. I was really hoping that we could get one more game from Sandon Smith. It would have been really nice to have him for this week. Again, I don't hate the idea of just not having a dummy half, depending how things go. And actually, looking at the games, we could make our decision late on that. We'll talk about that later, but it would have been really nice to have seen them for one more game, and then, another week after Origin, we could have really decided Harry Grant versus Connor Watson, because I think after this, obviously Connor Watson's named, Harry Grant is named. You would expect if there was a resting, Harry Grant would get rested over Watson. I think Watson is a safer play, and if I'm going to trade, I think it is gonna just be to Connor Watson. So we'll have a look at that. So no dummy half at the moment. Mamazula's on the bye and also dropped anyway. The front row forward, so Terrell Mate, Lindsay Smith, that's fine. It is annoying fucking... It would have been nice if Broncos played before Penrith, because obviously I'd much rather play Payne Haas over Lindsay Smith. Hopefully we should. I know our kicker, like our cuttings, they could be a late out, but hopefully we know. I mean, at the even if it's like 40 minutes, I would still rather Haas over Smith. So I'll start Haas for now. If Oh, Supercoach. Oh boy. Is everyone on right now? Doesn't want to work? Okay, I think we're back. I think we're back in action. So yeah, I'll start Payne Haas for now. Obviously, if he's a late out, then we can play Lindsay Smith. Smith could go this week. We could be trading Smith, but nah, you probably hold him for now. I think there's... Yeah, you probably hold Smith. I was thinking he could be a trade out, but I think with that and also Hosking on the bye, I think if we are trading, it's probably Hosking, so that's fine. The back row, we are missing a couple. Kick our play, Kalamatangi won't. Happy to start Dylan Lucas and happy to start Eli Katoa. No Kane Bradley, he is not playing, which is fine. Honestly, he was brought in for the potential of a big score and also just being enough, basically, which, again, I'm happy with. If he played this week and we needed him, would have been okay. But I think we should be sweet. I'm curious to see how many plays we actually have. Hughes and Hines are playing, so obviously that's fine for now. Campbell is back, which... Thank God. And then King Tongia, I mean, he is playing, but he's probably a trade out. Although, yeah, we got to decide what we're doing with King Tongia. Ruben Garrick out. Obviously, we'll start Herbie Farnworth. Nwangani Tawaze playing. Karapani playing. Billy Smith we held, and he is named. I did say in the wrap-up last video that I wouldn't have hated if Billy Smith was out this week, because then we would have had an easy decision to just go straight to Kiraz, but now there's a little bit of consideration. And then Lomax, again, I think Lomax backs up. He's just that type of player. At the moment, we don't actually have a full... Well, we do. We do have a full team. Obviously, I can reserve Lindsay Smith, but that's an issue with Payne Haas is out, and then King Tongia is our last player. So we are cutting it thin, but that's not too bad. That's not too bad. We also have a couple of trades to work with. Lomax plays, second last game on the Sunday. Again, I think he backs up unless there's an injury concern. So, what are we looking to do? Now, the big trade-ins, obviously Cleary is a guy we want to bring back. Now, I'm happy to not bring him back this week. Obviously, he's on the extended for Penrith. If I was going to trade him, it would have to be for Hughes or Hines, or I guess one of our fullbacks, but I'm not going to do it. We're going to hold this week and then decide. He could go off against Para. He might not back up. I think there's enough uncertainty. I'm not going to trade. I'd have to make the decision early, and then all of a sudden he's out. So we're gonna hold the week. If he gets a big score, he gets a big score. It is what it is. I think, even if people do go to him, it would be a very ballsy captain. So it'd be very unlikely that people would get like a big captaincy score, even if he did go off. King Tongia does have to get traded. However, the thing is, I don't mind going to like a Tanner Boyd to free up cash, but I sort of would like to see Tanner Boyd and just see if he's going to keep the spot. Obviously, a goal-kicking Tanner Boyd, Warriors with a good run. It doesn't free up a lot of cash, but it's not bad. I don't hate the idea of nothing out King Tongia. It is a little bit... it's a little bit concerning. Obviously, if Campbell goes down, do they have a bye? So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So the Titans actually don't have a bye for the rest of the year. I don't hate the idea of doing that. You run Campbell, you play him every week, it's fine. Tough matchups, it is what it is. He's a 5'8". I'm happy to run with Campbell. If he picks up an injury, then you just trade him out. I don't hate the idea of that. Because is it really worth going to Tanner Boyd? I don't know. They take you on the Roosters. Tough game, but the Roosters can be leaky. Tongia, it would have been lovely if he just scored a few more points, so his break-even wasn't 50. But again, it's not the B end. I'm not... Tongia, we can definitely hold a week, right? Worst case, he does drop a little bit of cash, but fuck, he's made almost 200k. He's been a pretty good little pickup. I can't complain too much. So he is a trade out, but it doesn't have to be this week. Centre wing, Kiraz is almost a must, I feel like. He had honestly, again, similar to the Reece Walsh situation. Obviously, the Bulldogs did lose, so they probably would have liked him. But he did get another week off. He got another week of just, getting a bit fresher. They take on the Cowboys. It's a really good matchup. The Dogs... I think the Dogs' run is just pretty good now. I don't think... the bye... It doesn't really matter with the buys anyway. They'll be... They probably do have a buy later. 3 to 4... No, I think they're done as well. But yeah, Kiraz, he's a must. The run-up is really good. There is a couple of tough games at the very end, but, Kiraz he's matchup proof, and, if you got a luxury trade and you want to go pottish at the end, fair enough. So Kiraz, I think we are definitely bringing in this week. It's just a matter of who do we trade out, and we probably should just get rid of Hiroti. If we're being smart, we probably should just trade out Hiroti. I sort of like the idea of holding him, but again, I guess the point with Hiroti, I don't know. I still feel like when he's fit, he will come back into the team, and he could be a good scorer, but we're not really going to play him. But the run is really good. If he comes back in the next couple of weeks, South, Cowboys, Dragons, Gold Coast... I don't know. Maybe you just go to Billy Smith. It does leave you, again, pretty short, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So we have to decide if we're getting rid of Smith or Horati for Kiraz. Cleary we talked about. We can get in at some point. The fullbacks, I mean, Pappenhausen's named. Obviously, if Pappy is not goal kicking, yeah, there is the conversation to trade out Pappenhausen. He's been on the bit of a backwards spiral, but he's still averaging 82 points. I don't know. I'm pretty happy to run these three fullbacks till the end. Again, you could get funky coming out of Origin. I know Edwards is going to be a bit of a popular pickup for a bit of a pod. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty sideways. And I think there's more important trades to make. So I'm happy to run with this for now. If there's an injury, obviously that makes the decision easy. If there's any lingering things, if he I mean, the big thing is, if he's not going to be goal kicking for the foreseeable future, then sure, I don't mind the trade. I'll still probably just wait the week. Like, even if he's not goal kicking this week, I think I'll still just ride it out and then make my decision next week. Because granted, he's every chance to lose money this week. And then the Storm do actually have a pretty tough little run. It's not that bad. I mean, Newcastle, Manly, pretty good. Roosters also pretty leaky at times. Para, really good. But then Broncos, Penrith, Bulldogs, Roosters, Broncos. Maybe around 23. You could get a little pottish with the fullback if you wanted to. So I don't mind the potential down the track. But I mean, the run coming up now is actually like really good. So I don't mind just holding. And I'm not really that interested trading him out. The back row, the big one, honestly, the only back row that I'm really that keen on is Angus Crichton, and I am pretty keen to bring him in this week. He's going to be a decent, I'd imagine a pretty decent pod pickup. He's got a low break even after scoring well the last couple of weeks. It's not super low, it's like 40 odd. We can actually, it's like basically a sideways from Hosking to Crichton. At this point, Hosking, he is a trade out. Like, he's pulled it out of the fire. He's done a great job for me. It didn't look like it was possible, but he has done a fucking great job for me. Even, like, the scores have been fine because he updated, like, 20 points every week from, like, 30 to, like, 50. So, the score's been fine, but then when we needed him most, he went 106 and then 67. So, he's been great. He's got a bye this week. Then, I think that's it for their buys, but still, yeah, he's a trade out because when the full strength team, I'm not going to play Hosking with Hudson Young back. The rotation gets scuffed again. So you know what? I think for now, front row forward, I'm content with this for now as well. Like, a lot of people are now jumping off like a Joe Tarpany. Adam Fanua-Blake has been pretty up and down. I'm not really that interested in getting in those guys. Aaron Clark, I still like Clark, but honestly, like Terrell May, Payne Haas, and a Lindsay Smith on the back burner, I think that's fine. Like, Smith has been a bit of a dud pickup for sure, but at the end of the day, he's going to be a bit of a depth guy that, can hopefully, like, as our like worst scorer, can get like 50 points, would be fine. That's absolutely fine. So I think front row, if you want to make a trade at some point, trade Smith to someone better, maybe. But again, what's the point? I'm going to want to play most of my centre wings every week. I'm going to want to play my three fullbacks every week. And then probably my two halves every week. And then it's going to be stacked. So I really don't need another gun front row forward. Obviously, Payne Haas on the bye next week. But again, we got Smith, we got Kalamatangi who can pop, like, yeah, I think we're fine. I think Angus Crichton's the only guy in the forward packs I'm really that keen on. And then the dummy half. So, the dummy half, we do have to trade the dummy half. Now, obviously, Sandon Smith is more valuable, so he is probably the trade-outs. Obviously, there is the thing that, if Sammy Walker cops another injury, then Sandon Smith comes straight back in, but I think it's probably time for him to go. We could, they're not too dissimilar. We could trade Mamazoulis instead and have Smith as a backup if something happens, but we'll see what the money looks like. The reason we can wait, because we're jumping ahead a little bit, but vice captains, honestly, if Pappy's not goal kicking, then sure, we might change this up, but first impressions, I like the idea of still vice-captaining Pappenhausen. He had a week off. Hopefully he's fully fit, raring to go. It's a good matchup. I know the Knights have been good defensively, but still, it still feels like a game Storm could put some points on. So I like the vice-captaincy on Pappenhausen. He plays nice and early. If Pappy kills it, goes massive, then we can take the free loop with our no dummy halves. If Pappy doesn't do that well, then we're obviously not going to loop, and we'll probably, at the moment, it's probably going to be a captaincy on Tedesco, and at that point we could trade a dummy half to, again, probably, well, because we're waiting, it would be Connor Watson and not Harry Grant, which I think is fine. I probably still prefer Connor Watson over Harry Grant. Like, yeah, I was going to say Grant might have a better ceiling, but he really hasn't shown it this year. Like, he's had games where he's had, like, a try and, like, a couple of try assists and still only gone, like, a ton. Like, he hasn't had those big 130s. Connor Watson has gone big a couple of times and probably just has a better floor. So, I think I just prefer the Connor Watson play. So, we are going to make 2 trades. Kiraz, there's Kiraz. I think Kiraz is number 1 priority. And then I guess we can just wait, because also Angus Crichton, we can decide after our vice captain plays, if we're taking the loop, then we can go a Hosking to Angus Crichton. If we're not taking the loop, then we can go Sandon or Mamazoulis to Connor Watson and just get Crichton in the week after. So, that works out pretty well. The big question mark now, who... I don't know. Is it stupid to hold Hiroti? Like, Billy Smith's playing this week. Do we need Billy Smith to play? It is a good matchup against the Dragons. I don't mind the matchup. I just feel like Billy Smith... He just teased us all year. He's made, like, no money. He's got no points for us when we needed him to. I don't know. I mean, we're obviously not trading a Herbie, Nwanganiitawaze, Garrick, or Lomax. Karapani, I'm very happy to hold Karapani. We got plenty of cash. We can go either. You know what, for now... Let's just do this. Let's just do Hiroti up to Kiraz. How much is Kiraz? I think Kiraz is like a lock. I think he's a must-have, honestly. He's still expensive, but he's dropped a little bit. He's got a big break even. So realistically you could wait, but I think you just pull the pin and get him in straight away. That is going to cost us a decent amount of change for sure. Still leaves us 340k in the bank, which is lovely. And that's the thing. We still have plenty of money making potential, right? Because I'm happy enough to, like, nuff out one of my other dummy halves. I'm happy to nuff out Billy Smith. There's plenty of options. We can make a couple of 100k very easily if we need. And I still might trade a Billy Smith. I'm not sold on this yet, but for now, we'll do it like this. And then... yeah, and I think our other trade, we're just gonna wait to see how we're looking. Obviously, we got the Lindsay Smith cover for Payne Haas if he doesn't back up now. Our only other scorer is King Tongia. So that's fine, because even if he scores really badly, his, the lowest score still drops out regardless if he's our AE. So that's fine. I think that's looking pretty good. Honestly, I think that's looking pretty good. I mean, I can't deny that. Fuck, it's a bit annoying. Kiraz plays after Melbourne and Roosters, because I don't hate the idea. I would have loved to have chucked like a vice captaincy on like a Kiraz for the high ceiling against the Cowboys, but yeah, that's fine. You could do like vice captain Tedesco. Yeah, you could still. Yeah, you could still do that. I guess that's the other thing as well, though. If I'm going to go like an Angus Crichton, then I probably should trade out Billy Smith, because if I bring in Crichton, that's another really solid player that I'm going to play this week, and I'd probably drop Billy Smith anyway. So I'm not going to get the points. He'll make some cash, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's gonna. Oh fuck! I'm honestly dreading like Sid starts in the next few weeks. It's gonna be a bit of a nightmare. It's gonna be a bit of a nightmare doing Sid starts, bro. The teams are gonna be like so stacked. I feel like everyone's team this year is like so incredibly stacked that yeah, it's gonna come down to captains and Sid starts to really sort of separate people, but. I'm happy with that. We still got the decision. Kira is 100% in. It's just a matter of if we are trading Smith or Hiroti. And then the other option is, we could go Hosking to Crichton. Because I still don't mind, even if we're not taking the loop, I still don't hate just taking the nuff at dummy half. I really don't care. And what we could do, Hosking to Crichton, and then probably switch it and go Billy Smith to Kiraz instead, unless there's carnage out of Origin and like Lomax and Payne Haas are both out, then we might still want to have Smith, but if we do that, then we still have the AE potential there, but we could vice captain Tedesco and captain Kiraz, and then we get a free crack at Tedesco's vice captain, which is nice, because if he goes big, you just take the free loop, because you would swing in Mamazulas over Smith, and you could still take the free loop on Tedesco. Depending what we want to do, I still like the Pappenhausen. I guess the big question, like if he's not goal kicking, then I probably prefer doing the Tedesco vice captain into Kiraz. But if Pappy is goal kicking, then I probably still prefer Pappy as the vice captain. So there's a couple of things to talk about. If we look at most traded in, people are going Connor Watson. It makes sense. I mean, what is he? So, Connor is expensive. He's 600k. It's a good price. 60 break even. So, every chance he hits it, he might not. He might make a little cash. He might lose a little cash. He's just been really rock solid with some good scores thrown in. I like the Connor Watson play. He's going to get through amount of work. He's got attack in him. Ezra Mann, people are bringing in. I feel like it's still, the Broncos do have some good games still coming up, so I don't hate the Ezra Mann play still. He's been really good. People are going Angus Crichton, which I do like. I do just like going early on Crichton because he's got it. Well, I thought it was like 40 actually. It's a 51 break even up against the Dragons, depending how Origin goes. It is nice to, I guess, wait, but he does have some big games in him. With Sammy Walker back, we'll see how that affects. People are going Nick Amini. I don't know. I feel like you've missed the boat. Like, people that got him last week bravo, but yeah, I don't particularly like the Nick Meaney play. I feel like you've missed the big score, surely. And then people are going Talon to Silva. Why? I hate the Talon to Silva play, dude. Like, I get, this is another situation where it's like, I get freeing up cash, but just nuff out. Like, genuinely just nuff out the dummy half. If you're trying to free up cash in your second dummy half, just nuff. Seriously. That's what the flex is for. You don't need a Talon to Silva. He's even back to the bench. Like, if he was starting, I get it. But even then, if he was starting, it's only because Riley Smith is out, suspended. Surely when Smith is back from suspension, Smith is still going to play the bulk minutes and Silva off the bench. Like, they're not going to drop Smith, surely. So I don't know. Maybe it goes wild and De Silva plays massive minutes even when Smith is out back in. But I think that would be crazy if that happened. So I really don't like the Talon De Silva play. Most traded out of my team. Sandon Smith makes sense. King Tonga obviously makes sense. Hosking makes sense. Billy Smith. Yeah, and then Keon. I mean, it's not a lot, obviously. I don't really know why people would trade out Keon Kalamatangi, but, you know, it's not a lot. It's only 0.9%, but yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. There's not too much else to talk about. We'll obviously have another video after Origin and leading into the first game Friday night to really dissect what we're doing. I'm pretty set on what I want to do. It's just where the pieces fall, really, and team's looking good. Like I said, yeah, team's looking good. The players we want to bring back, Nathan Cleary, we've got in Kiraz and Angus Crichton, potentially a Fafita, depending what happens with Dave Fafita, a dummy half, and then yeah, it's just what we do with the other positions, like probably nuff out King Tonga. Or you could go to Tanner Boyd if he's looking good, but is it worth it? I don't know. Like, I probably like the nuff out, which I know is a little risky because you only got 158, but again, you've got the flex. Like, by the end of the season, like looking over the team now, by the end of the season, even now, our worst player is King Tonga, who's going to go. Our second worst player, other than that, it's like Billy Smith, who's also going to go. But like our dummy halves, I mean, they're poor, but they're gone. Like Mamazula's not playing. Well, it's actually, you know, it's actually interesting with Mamazula's because Brandon Smith is now out long term, so Mamazula's probably comes back in. So yeah, we probably just trade out Mamazula's instead of Sandon Smith. But like, that's the thing. Like, even in a few weeks, like if Campbell does miss a week or something, again, just take the AE and the flex to drop out the lowest scorer, because then you don't have to worry about sit starts as much as well, because your team is going to be pretty stacked. So I really don't hate the idea of doing that. I think it's probably what I'm going to end up doing if I'm being genuine with you. But yeah, other than that, not much else. We'll obviously be back and discussing what we're talking about in coming I don't know what I was talking. I zoned out. I was looking at something and I zoned out. But no, we'll be back after Origin. Go Queensland, obviously, and yeah, we'll be back to dissect that and all the fallout if there is any. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.